Hello, welcome back. We are live for season 2. If you've never tuned in before, you might know we took the last month off to travel the world.
I traveled.
Yeah, I didn't travel at all. But
I love to travel.
You know, enjoy summer.
Yeah.
Now we're getting
we had July 4th.
Yeah.
We did family things. And then I was gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah. So we just took a little break and now we're back and we're
the
fresh.
The week in between we were together, but we watched partied it.
We did. We watched partied it.
We were holding bearded dragons. For real.
We were. Mm-hmm. Well, we were not. Someone with us was holding a bearded dragon. I would not touch it.
I have finally got comfortable enough that I will hold it.
That's gross.
But I don't like it.
Gross. So, in case this is your first time here, I'm Amy Houston.
I'm Danielle Valentine.
And we're the co-hosts of Sip of Solidarity. Sometimes we have guests with us, and tonight we're going it solo duo.
Just us.
Yeah, just us. And tonight we're talking about social media and what you put out.
Yeah.
What you put out there.
Yeah. Wow. See where my mind went. I instantly wanted to put "do you put out," but they wouldn't allow it. They wouldn't allow me to put that. But I going with social media. If I would have put that as a title, more of you would have tuned in.
It's true. It's true.
Because that's what grabs our eye. That's what social media is about.
If we want to test this, anyone watching right now, first of all, we want you all to share, and we want you to put this on your Facebook wall
and make your title.
Yeah.
Do you put out?
Yeah. Put it there, and let's see if we can get the views up. And apparently we're talking about appropriate things. We're not talking about inappropriate things. We're talking about, well, I guess some people might think that things you share online are inappropriate, and that's what we're going to talk about. What is appropriate? What isn't appropriate? Where is it an opinion, and where is it fact?
Yeah, and in this show, we really want you guys to chime in, because I know different generations have a different opinion, some people share more because they don't have a lot of cost in it. Some can't share because they run businesses online. So tune in, kind of tell us like if you are a big social media person, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, whatnot, what your favorite platform is, what you share, and where your opinion lies.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it. I know it's very common that teachers are someone that usually don't share much because they don't want their students finding it, or anyone that would be hunting for a job. So interesting. And
you might even change over. I can tell you that my social media platform and what I put out has changed dramatically in the last 6 to 10 months.
Yeah.
So,
well, that is where we're going to start, is what do we share, Danielle? So start with you. What do you share? Where's your line? Maybe where has it changed?
So I was only Facebook up until probably like September, October of this year. I had an Instagram account. I didn't even know how to work it. I didn't even know what followers were.
Yet somehow you have over 3,000.
Well, then I started to work it because then I got it, and I'm an overachiever. So I had Facebook, and I really would share anything and everything. Like we travel a lot. That is something that is a pillar of our family. We were traveling. I'd be posted pictures of my dogs, posted pictures of my kids, posted pictures of everything. I wasn't a wallower. I didn't put a lot of negative stuff up there, but if I was having a bad day, I would say I was having a bad day. Or if somebody cut me off in the grocery store, I would tell Facebook because they cared, right? These were, just something I didn't even think of. I spent a lot of time on Facebook. I would say it's for connecting, but it was more of like my pre-counseling. I would like pour out and I would get. And it wasn't even that and I would also get involved in other people's lives that were none of my business, even people who I didn't really know and only knew on social media. So then I would constantly get a phone call. I hope my dad is not watching. He is not yet. I can't tell you how many times I would get phone calls from my mom of, would you please take that picture down? You're out of state. Quit telling people, or stuff like that. Or you share too much.
I've gotten that from people.
You share too much, all of these things. When if you're a viewer, I went through pretty nasty, like, breakup divorce early September. And when that happened, I didn't want it to be on Facebook. Like, it was the first time that I was like, it's no one's business. And even if I didn't want to hang someone out, like, I didn't want to talk negative about them. I didn't want my kids to see it. I didn't want it to affect my businesses. I didn't want high hand. So I think that was when I realized, wait, if I'm being private about this, there's probably so many other things I probably shouldn't throw all over Facebook. And so that is kind of where my whole platform changed, where I went, really, a lot of people are watching. A lot of people are reading this. Even if they don't like it, if they don't comment, like, you have no idea how many people have seen it. And so that's also, I stopped sharing as much. I never, put any of that information on Facebook. Actually, this platform was the first time I really discussed it. And then I also realized I didn't want my kids up there as much. I didn't want people to be in my business. I think I became more private because I needed that time to heal. And so I didn't want everybody to know what was going on. So then I looked at it as a big, like, just the big idea of all of it, where I didn't want anyone to know, or everybody to know everything about it. So that is when I started to back up of, when we travel, I kind of share it after we come home. I don't post a lot of negative. I am very authentic in mine. If I see something at post, I will share my story. I will pour that out. But it's more in a platform of, I want to inspire people and be real. I don't need the feedback. I don't need to wallow. I don't need people to feel bad. And that was kind of like my switch. So, and then that's when I got Instagram. And now I have both platforms.
And you have over 3,000 followers, which
I tag a lot.
I work in social media and I try to get over 3,000 followers, and it's not easy. So that's why I keep sitting on that. Like, whatever you're doing, it's working.
Her. I don't know why.
It bothers me. Not bothers me. I think it's fantastic. So yeah, I haven't had I guess I was going to say, like, that it's not to say that in the future I won't have a situation where I'm like, oh crap, I don't want that on social media. Yeah. But right now, to this date, like, I definitely, anyone that follows me probably would label me as an oversharer. I'm like that anytime, like, in conversation, in real life, like, there's really not much about me. I honestly can't think of anything that I wouldn't be willing to share or have a conversation about. I don't like, TMI isn't really a thing for me. Like I'm an oversharer, and my husband's the same, and we are collectively like that with people. I'm just not a private person in general. So then when it comes to online presence, I'm still not a private person. Like I'm pretty out there and open, and I post on social for a couple different reasons. I mean, there's surely like I'd be lying if I said it wasn't to see like what people think of what I'm doing. I mean, that's just, if you're honestly never posting for that purpose, like good for you, but really never.
Well, we as humans seek other people's thoughts, opinions. And even, I mean, it's not even negative. A lot of people take social media to a negative. If I've accomplished something, you know, I have loved ones and a lot of support, but it's great to post it too and feel that comeback, that reaction. That I don't need it. I don't want to say that I can't fully fill my happiness myself, that I need social media to do that, but we like that. And I like to celebrate other people, and I want people to celebrate me and like it. So, and I do,
as long as it's a give and take.
Yeah, it's a give and take relationship. If you're on my social media, like, you got to do both.
Yeah. But I also love it for documentation purposes.
Yes.
And sure, there's probably other ways to do that. I could like put it in a journal somewhere, but there's something really exciting to me. I've especially had a couple posts lately that Facebook has reminded me of, where it's like, hey, this day 7 years ago.
Well, there's some negatives with that.
There's some negatives with that.
Because today is an anniversary, and I got like all the pictures, and I'm like,
oh,
I don't need these. So I like memories, but then I don't like memories.
Yeah, that's true. It comes with the good and the bad, and I've definitely had
but it is
some
a document.
bad.
It is a document.
Yeah.
And you need to, I think as just individuals, that, and maybe I've just reached a mature area of this, I am okay with seeing some of the bad because it is a part of my life.
Yeah.
It made me who I am.
And it shows you where you've come from.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
look, now that's funny. Now my dad's watching. You missed the comment about you. And I should talk about Justin.
Yeah, he's watching too. So one thing, so Facebook actually kind of saved us. This sounds silly that it saved us, but it did when it comes to documentation and memories, because we're getting a new computer years ago when my oldest son was 2, and somehow one file folder got left off the switch, and so we lost all the videos from his first 2 years that we had taken on our phone and uploaded to our computer, and I was crushed. But luckily, we had uploaded our best of those to Facebook.
On Facebook.
And so now they're there, and I can go back and watch those. And it just reminded me last week of the first time my son rolled over, and he's 9 now, and it just filled me with such joy. Yeah. And then even seeing accomplishments, I'll be down in the dumps, and then Facebook will be like, hey, look at this memory from a year ago and when you were on top of the world. And it's like, yeah, I was, and I will be again. And so there's things about it that I really like.
There is, and I agree with all of those. Just that constant timeline and knowing where you were at. There are even times, even today, I do it every morning. First thing, when I wake up and after I have coffee and I settle down, I look at my memories. And today, I've got memories of, good times. I have memories of bad times. I have memories where I read them. I'm like, I don't know what I was doing in 2010, but
why did I think that was cool?
2010 seems to be the year that I'm like, why didn't somebody send me to counseling?
Yeah.
I read them and I'm like, did I really post that? Can I delete it now and pretend nobody saw it?
Which that's the bad side, is that it's out there
forever. So Danielle in 2010 was not very happy, and wanted everybody to know.
I mean, at least, but you can see growth.
Yeah. And
celebrate the growth.
So let's look at it in a different way. So I altered kind of, how I shared and why. But another main reason of that, even going through what I was going through, my daughter's 11. And I realized at that point, she could see what I write. And I don't want, despite the situation, I don't want her to see negativity in it.
Yeah.
And so that was a big thing for me. But then also, I am a 31 consultant. Like 50 to 80% of my business is ran online. I did not want clients to see I was going through some hard time. I didn't want clients to think I couldn't care for their animal or I couldn't care for their order because Danielle was doing this. And I also didn't want them to not reach out to me because they thought I needed time. So I can tell you, like, there were things that I purposely didn't share because I wanted that world to not be affected.
Yeah.
And that might be an inauthentic way of doing that. Like, I never hid it, but I also wasn't openly about putting it out there because I needed them to view me as business Danielle and not the emotional Danielle at that point.
Was that hard to, like, did you feel like you were putting on a front in order to only show them the good?
I ended up not posting as much.
Okay.
I stopped posting as much. I stopped sharing as much. I went more towards, and if you follow me on social media, you'll see this. I went more towards, I'm not going to, share the negative I'm going through. And I'm not, like, this is my healing with the people who walk life with me every day.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can use this to inspire. So I started to share the blogs that I was writing. I started to share the feelings. And there was a lot of times I would actually call it, for probably like 3 months, I would say the raw, the real, and the hope.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, this is what I'm really feeling. This is the truth of what is actually going on.
Yeah.
And this is the hope I have. And by doing that, it kind of formed this show in the, people see you on social media and they think that is all of it. And they have no idea. They don't know everything you're going through or where you were at that moment when that post got posted. And I think it encourages people. Posts can encourage people and posts can tear people down.
Yeah. And that's something I think about a lot. So I was the co-founder of Kome, which is an app that allows parents to swap free babysitting. And so during that time, it's since been acquired by another company and it's still going. You can download the app and use it. It's great.
Just trying to push that right now.
Shameless plug. But during that time, especially when maybe business wasn't going how we wanted it to go, I couldn't share those things online because those were things that weren't public knowledge. So I kind of lived in this rub of, like, my life looked glamorous online.
It did look glamorous.
I mean, I lived in New York for 5 weeks and my husband took care of the kids. Like, that right there sounds pretty glamorous. And part of it was. I can't deny that there were parts of it that were glamorous.
But there always is another side.
Yeah, there's always another side, and people didn't see the hard. Like, I had someone say to me once, like, do you ever have a bad day? And I was like, oh my gosh, do I? Like 75% of them. And that was just that season of my life. And now that it's kind of over, in a sense, it's no longer a secret that, like, the business was shutting down. It's not shutting down now. It's been bought by somebody else and is still going. But now it's like, I don't ever want to live in a place where I can't openly share everything because I don't like, I'm almost on this mission that's really impossible to accomplish, but I'm on this mission to share in a way that, like, you don't ever believe I only have a glamorous life, that you do see the bad, but then I don't want that to come off as, like, complaining or whining. I just, like, I want to show this whole picture of me. And that's really important to me, and I don't know if I can accomplish it, but it's my current goal.
So let's go back. What Facebook and social media is for? Like, it's for reconnecting with people, but I do think that on a whole, I feel that I have one of two people. I have the person that's always looking like they have the glamour life, or I have the people who, do they just complain all the time?
Right.
Like, is that all they do? And I don't want to say that Facebook is not the place to complain because you then have the realness is gone in it, that we are individuals. We are there to connect. The whole point of Facebook or any social media platform is to connect and build relationships because in this generation, unfortunately, that's where you build relationships in social media.
Well, and it's like, how are you saying the negative thing too, right? Can you say, like, I'm having such a down in the dumps day. I'm trying so hard to find the positive. If anyone else is out there feeling that way today, like, no, you're not alone. And then
Exactly,
if I see posts like that, I also see comments on those posts where someone says, I so needed to hear this today. It's so nice to know that someone else is in this with me. And so like, but are you just saying like today sucks? And if you literally just leave it at that, well, now you're just, no one's going to say like, wow, that was so inspirational. I feel great now that I know your day sucks. But is it like, my day sucks. I'm trying to hold on to the positive, but I'm struggling. And then people can cheer each other on. And
exactly. That's the relationship sense of it in the building.
Yeah.
And I have said, from the start, if I can help somebody get through something that I already walked through, then I have completed my mission in life. Like I've said that for years. But that doesn't mean that I need to like hang my negative on the Facebook every day and hope somebody bites and then, because those people.
But I also, something you said like sticks out to me. Like if I could help someone who walk through what I already walked through. And that's so good and that's so noble. But something I think about is if I could help someone walk through what they might be walking through at the same time I'm walking through it right now.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I read like the success stories of whatever, whether it's business or physical or mental. And it's like, oh, of course it's easy to tell your success story. You're on the other side of it. But like telling the story during it is powerful as well.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree.
Which then leads to the question, because I know like this was something you and I have talked about, like things that are like things that we witness other people saying that like we might consider no topics.
Do not put your baby daddy's stuff on Facebook.
Your baby daddy's stuff.
What? Baby mom.
That is not what I was expecting.
Baby mom stuff. That's the stuff that gets me like going. I'm like, really? That doesn't belong on there. We don't care when the court dates are. We don't care.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
We don't care. I don't know why, but that is the thing. If you post that, I've unfollowed you already. and here's this is like, I can share it because it's been some years. So there is a said daycare center that I adored. I'm going to edit this a little bit. I went to it. I loved it. So when I had my daughter, I still lived in the Copley Center there. When I drop off my daughter on Monday morning, and I was 23 when I had Olivia. So when I drop her off on Monday morning, and I just scrolled through Facebook and saw half the staff getting trashed Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, it doesn't really make me want to drop my kid off.
Wow.
I literally had to switch daycare centers because they couldn't do it anymore. Even though they were not drunk on Monday, I just saw what they did all weekend long. So
that's funny.
It was not Kinder Care. I can't mention what it is because I'm friends with a lot of them now. And I did love all of them dearly, but I've always been a person that can shut something. You are great friends, but this is my kid, and you had a fun weekend.
Well, it's kind of like I like to pretend that the steak I eat was always dead.
Yeah,
but
never
like,
blood.
I don't need to see that it wasn't dead in the process of it getting there. And so I guess I could relate in the sense of like, it's not that you expected the people at the daycare to like live these perfect,
but don't let me see
plastic weekend lives. But like when you saw it, you're like, oh, I'd rather pretend you didn't.
Yeah. I just, and I have
I'd rather you be Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, please don't show me. And I understand, and I took a lot of stuff. I never was the teen partier. I never, did all of that. I went to college and had babies early. Like, so I get that I lived a different life, but why is it gotta be all over Facebook? Like, those pictures never go away. They never, ever go away. There's a picture, and if he's watching, he's gonna laugh. There's a picture that is on Facebook of me in a bikini top, which I never wear a bikini, especially not this kind. And I am like making fun of somebody that's next to me, and I'm wearing sunglasses that say a very inappropriate bad words on them, which weren't even mine. They were the person sitting next to me. And I like took a picture to make, like, not really to make fun of, but be like, oh, am I so cool? Look at this type of thing. It was done, Olivia's 11. It was done 13 years ago. Every year around the time that picture was taken, it pops back up on Facebook. People sharing it.
So here's my question.
Stop sharing the picture.
No. Is the problem that the picture was shared, or is the problem that you were wearing glasses with an inappropriate word and making fun of somebody?
That's the problem. Quit sharing the picture.
Because this is where I am. I'm at this point where...
Well, and I get that's where it comes. Even though, so in me, I was making fun of somebody and like trying to act all big and bad like they were. But when I see that picture, the first thing that happens to me is I go, I have kids, I run a business, nobody can see that. Because that's not the real me, but I still did it, and it's still out there.
Like, then you just shouldn't have done it.
So when somebody sees that picture, they're not going to message me and be like, so Danielle, I saw this picture of you. Can you please explain the real story of it? Like, they just see this girl being crazy.
True. But that's where, when I think about what does and does not go on social media with me, it's less a question of what goes out there and more of a question of what should I be doing.
Yeah.
Like, if I was wearing inappropriate sunglasses and making fun of somebody, now it kind of sucks because it does like put it online forever.
Quit sharing the picture.
No, you could go back and delete it now.
No, I can't because it wasn't my picture, and like I untag myself every year, but it's still up there.
Oh.
And I mean, there's no like.
Could you ask the person to delete it?
I have several times.
Oh.
It could be worse. So I have vented this to a couple people, and they're like, Danielle, if that's the worst picture that you have out there of you, it's not that bad.
You're not doing so bad.
But to me, it goes back to like that daycare thing. Like, Olivia's 11. This is when she was 1. I still remember those pictures. Like, it does people see it, and it makes them think a certain way.
So what about when we're thinking about the pictures we're sharing of our kids and the fact that they're going to be in high school one day and someone's going to see the pictures we shared of them 10 years ago?
I don't care. I can share baby butts and pictures.
See, that's what I think about though, because I think back to when I was a senior in high school.
The pictures that my mom has of me. Oh, good thing they weren't.
But like our senior yearbook in high school, like parents could submit photos, and there were so many like naked baby butts in those pictures that were submitted, and it's like everyone was like, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed! I'm a senior in high school, and it's so embarrassing. That's my baby butt." But now, like, we're putting 20 baby butts on the internet.
I am weird about that too.
I personally think baby butts should not be on the internet.
Yeah. So I think there's nothing wrong with baby butts.
I like baby butts.
And I have
they still need to be on the internet
of my children in the bathtub and laying on a blanket, and I have those pictures. But I can tell you that none of those have ever been posted, and I am very careful on what I post, and it has nothing really to do with my friends seeing them. It has to do, unfortunately, with the society that we live in. If I post, I mean, my kids are now way too old to have naked pictures of, but I don't want somebody else viewing them and looking at them.
Yeah.
That's maybe not 100% healthy of a person.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
That would be bad.
It's kind of why I am very careful with
bears.
that. But I do post a lot of my children on Facebook. I am careful with the information that I put. But it's funny because it changed. My daughter just walked in, and it's making me think of something. Is I am very open to what I post, but she has an Instagram now, which is heavenly monitored. And she, the other day, a couple weeks ago, she was making a video of herself just talking about her day, walking down the street. And I went from 0 to 10. Like, are you kidding me?
You mean 0 to 60? Because 10's not really fast.
It's on a scale of 1 to 10.
No, the phrase is 0 to 60.
Not mine.
It's usually a car.
So my thought process was Olivia, you're making a video walking down your street. People are going to watch it, and they're going to know where you are and where you live, and they're going to come get you. Like, it's like like mama fear came over me. But then I thought, well, I post pictures of the front of my house because I did my garden last week. Or, why is it different when an 11-year-old posts it?
See, that's the other thing is, like, I don't worry about these things. And one of the reasons I'm stressing that is because I am someone who lives with serious anxiety. Yeah. But, like, I worry about, like, if I'm on time for something or if something's color-coded or if the dishes were put away wrong. Like, I get anxious all over all of that stuff.
I get anxious about that stuff, too.
But, like, somebody dying, I don't get anxious. Someone being abducted, I don't. Like, I'm not trying to say, like, obviously, that could be taken the wrong way. So I don't mean it, like, that it's not it's obviously tragic. But, like, I just don't worry because I kind of feel like these things, like, it's not often because we did something.
Yeah. But I also think that it's a little, and maybe this isn't different. I have an 11-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son. When that girl posts anything, I am all over it. Now, Carter's not on social media anymore, but I think it also has the fear of, Olivia's a good-looking girl. Like, and all of, just...
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Wow. She's in the sunroom. Sorry. So I'm more protective of, like, where she is and what she's posting and all that stuff. But that goes into, like, then why am I not? I'm not worried somebody's going to abduct me, but they're going to come get her.
Let's be honest. I'm kidding. You're beautiful. I just complimented you when I said apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
So, yeah.
But, like, this also leans into, like when it comes to traveling. Like, I don't worry about that either. Like, people get in all of a tizzy, like, oh, you shouldn't post you're on vacation because then people are going to know and they're going to, like, rob your house. And part of me is like, the things I have in this world, like, we're not there. So I'd rather them rob my house if I'm not home.
If I'm home. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that it wouldn't be a problem and that there wouldn't be value lost, but, like, I don't have, like, these things don't matter to me in that way. Mm-hmm. And that also, like, along those same lines of argument, like, you go to work every day during the same hours. That's a routine schedule. I would think that's way more risky than, like, being on vacation.
See, I look at it in a different way. One, if you try to break in my house when I travel, there's going to be more people in my house when I'm gone. I literally have a team in my house the entire time running businesses when I'm gone. So that's not a concern of mine. But what is a concern of mine is I get a lot. So we travel a lot. My main...
a lot. So that means, like, just stop by. Lots of people.
No, I mean, like, I just went a whole week. Next month, I'm in Hawaii for 10 days. In October, I'm gone 10 days. November, I'm gone 8 days. So I literally travel a week or more each month. I get a lot of, well, how do you travel so much? How do you have the money to travel so much?
Ooh, so it's more the judgment about traveling.
I get a lot of judgy comments. So I actually got a judgy comment today when our producer walked in the door about me traveling. And I'm like, my kids ate peanut butter and jelly the whole time. And we don't go out to eat when we travel.
Even if you did, like, you don't need to justify it.
But this is where I'm saying, I'm putting him under the bus right now. But I get a lot of that when I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I have to work. I made this comment to a friend yesterday where I was like, I cannot take Thursday off. I have to work. I have a crazy schedule. I can't even. And she goes, you can't even meet me for an hour. You just went on vacation. It's not like you're hurting. Oh. That was her comment. And she didn't mean it in a mean way.
Oh, she's not listening.
She's not. She doesn't have social media, so I'm sharing the story. But the point was, and where I'm trying to go was, that irritated me a little bit because by her seeing me travel and me do something that a lot of people may not get to do. Now, my family does not go out to eat. My family doesn't have cable. We don't have a lot of things that other people do and use as luxuries because all of our extra money goes to travel. Like, that is what we love.
Yes.
And we do most.
And that's something, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but I'm going to go there, is like this idea that everyone, like, to say that you don't have enough money for something or enough time for something, that definition is going to change per person, per family, because there's just different things you value.
Definitely.
Like, I do get my nails done. I don't have cable, but I have Hulu Plus. I do have some of those things you mentioned. Like, I'm totally cool spending money on those things, but I travel less often. And I would say, like, oh, I don't have money to travel. No, it's just that I've chose to spend my money on something else.
And that's where I say, when I post all
these
pictures of me traveling and stuff, it
classify that as just being for the norm. There are situations where you actually don't have money for things, but I'm talking about how we choose to spend our money is different.
Where it's at. And kind of the reason I brought this traveling trip up is I've had so many people say to me, you say that you guys are too busy, and you say that, you're one income family now, and you're this, and you're that, and you're this, and you're that. How are you traveling? I'm traveling because I cut all those things. But what they see is only the wonderful pictures, the perfect pictures at the beach. Because the 50 that I took, only one I posted. Because the other ones were my kids pulling their hair and, boogers coming out of their nose and all of that. Like, I have the normal children still. But I post this perfect picture so you think I live this perfect life, and that we just luxury lay around all the time. And that's where I'm trying to get at is people view things, and that's where they're running, and it's not always the complete, authentic truth.
Right. So on some level, so then it goes like to this question of like, does that mean we shouldn't post it? Or does that mean we should all just relax about other people's posts? I think we should all relax.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. I know it's not everybody's opinion. And next week, we're actually going to kind of continue this conversation with the topic of like what we follow and what we take in. So like, if you don't like what I'm posting, just stop following me.
Yeah.
It's cool. I want to rewind a little bit. I'm thinking about when you said like that post that you hate of you in those sunglasses.
Oh gosh. Bringing it up again.
But it was posted by someone else. So
Yes.
What are the thoughts here on when something's posted by someone else? Like if they post, I personally hate when someone posts an unflattering picture of me. Like I'm in a season right now where I'm working really hard to lose weight, which is funny because it's something one of the things Danielle hates when people post about is being on like a weight loss journey.
I hate when people post about this. Like I hate reading about you losing 10 pounds. Like I don't, even if I lost like 50 pounds, I will not post it. I just feel like weight, and it's funny, it shows you the importance. To me, your weight and what you're doing to better or not better, if you ate it, if you sat on the couch and ate a whole bag of Oreos to you just had a 2-hour workout, I just feel like that's private. But I'll post random other things.
And one of the reasons I'm posting about it is because I don't want to wait until I'm just going to go. My goal is to lose a collective 50 pounds. That sounds crazy. I know that people, like, whatever. I'm tall enough. It's fine. Don't worry about me. But my collective goal is to lose 50 pounds, and I'm 10 pounds in. It would be really easy for me to share about that 40 pounds from now. It'd be really easy for me to say, look at this before and after picture. Look at how I went from this to this, and these are the steps I took, and you can take these steps too. No, I'd rather you see me fail. I'd rather you see the journey, because I do want to inspire people to take control of their health, even if I'm messing it up along the way.
I'll inspire you to be a good person, and I'll inspire you for other ways. I want to just lose it, and people will be like, what'd you do? I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, good for you. And that's why this show is a sip of solidarity, because we can be in solidarity even though we disagree.
I just am very different on it. I feel like weight is just, it's kind of like the whole your parents and the kid drama. Like some people might be like, I need support to get through this breakup or where my kids should go on the weekend. And I'm like, you should not be sharing that. Like
maybe they don't have anybody else to share it with.
Facebook is not. I don't know that okay. Jenna, she commented, I am careful about the images I post with my kids, 4-year-old and 8-month-old, but I also have my privacy settings so that only friends can see certain things. And so that kind of goes with, I have privacy settings, but I do publicly, and I purposely do this, sometimes share pictures of my kids or things that are going on in our life. And the reason I do that is because I do run businesses that are based online. I want a stranger to be able to find me and see a little snippet of me. Mm-hmm. And so I change my settings sometimes, and I alter them, and I'm very purposeful of what I only share with certain people, and I'm a big user of, don't let this person see it, this person see it, this person see it. But then I also purposely make things public. So, but, we need to go back to the question that you singularly block people from seeing. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You can post something that, I could post something that only Amy can see. I can post something that only I can see. I can post something and say, I don't want these 5 people that I'm bad-mouthing to see. No, I don't do that. You select your friend list.
Yeah, it could say, show to everyone except Amy.
You're kidding.
Which, that'd be rude. Don't do that to me.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, you can absolutely do that. I've seen a lot of people use it. If we're, there's obviously the negative way to use it of like, I'm mad at this person, and then you hide it. You're being passive aggressive. But there's also the good way. I've seen people do it like if they're
birthday parties or something like that.
Yeah, like, hey, like I'm planning a surprise gift from my husband. Don't worry, I blocked him from this post.
Yeah.
I need pictures or I need this.
So this makes me come back to a question that we asked earlier. What about other people? So
what about,
I am, I know, of course, what I post, and I know what I have people see on my page. But what happens when my kid goes and visits, I have to be very careful with words. My kid goes somewhere for the day, and this person takes a ton of pictures of them and then posts them. And maybe they're not bad pictures. Maybe I'm not even hiding that they're with that person, but these are pictures of my children that I did not choose to be posted. And maybe I don't want this one posted, or maybe this one doesn't.
Does that make you uncomfortable?
Certain times it does. For some reason, certain times it does.
Yeah,
I don't do a lot of selfies with my kids. I don't do a lot of
I do all the selfies with my kids.
I don't. And the reason I don't is I'm really working very carefully with Olivia on her. I want her to have very high self-esteem, but she thinks she's all that in a bag of chips. And, she should. She should at this age, and I want her to. But she'll go with a certain friend, and literally they will post 50 pictures of selfies of them, and I'm like, it's overkill. So I feel that there should be some sort of respect with that.
Yeah, that you shouldn't post someone else's kids unless you've got their permission. Yeah, totally agree.
So, okay. Anybody else have anything they want to chime in? So today was kind of, it's a soft topic just to come back from our break and just kind of discuss. This is a social media platform right now. We are Facebook Live. And we sometimes share probably more than...
I'm an oversharer, and I'm not ashamed of it.
There have been shows where I've way overshared and then been like, why did I say that live? And now it's out there. But, I think that this is an important topic to just start the conversation of, you're sharing things, what you should be sharing, what you shouldn't be sharing, and just also just different developments in your life.
Yeah. And I'm super excited for next week because we're going to take this conversation on the flip side about what kinds of things you are watching. What are you following? What kind of information are you taking in on social media? I think I'm actually quite passionate about this as well. I'm passionate about social media overall.
She's extremely passionate about social media.
I'm an oversharer because I think it shows authenticity. And I also am conscious of what I'm taking in. Like when people complain about how terrible Facebook is and the terrible things that people share on there, and well, stop following those people.
Yes.
I guess, and I'll get into that next week. But
unfollow button is one of my favorite because I get so worked up. I have such an opinion.
And if you're worked up, you should unfollow them. Yeah. And you can curate your social feeds to serve you instead of to make you feel self-conscious, to make you feel less than, to make you feel angry. I mean, how many people hello politics? You don't want to talk about politics on Facebook. Just block the people. Yeah. And you can block them without their knowing. So if you need
they have no idea.
We'll give you tips on how to do so.
We should have a one-on-one class because obviously we just learned that he doesn't even know how to hide things.
Let alone, So we're excited about next week. We're going to talk about how to help have social media serve you. And Danielle wants to show off the newest member of her family.
So Amy got to share her new puppy with everybody months ago. This was not a planned thing, but
this puppy just unplanned popped out of nowhere.
So many of you know I breed Dalmatians, and this one came, and I've been attached to her since she came out, but I was not keeping a puppy, and I have told everybody I'm not keeping a puppy, and then all of a sudden, she's saying hello. She said hello. So all of a sudden, God's plan, she ended up being one of the last ones chosen. So I was like, meant to be, I get to keep her. So.
What's her name?
So I'm calling her Victoria Grace, but she'll go by Gracie.
She's so cute. And she's
we're hoping that Olivia can make her a show dog. One of my dogs is a therapy dog, and the other is a service dog. So all we're missing is a show dog. And she does have show quality.
I want to make my puppy a therapy dog.
So, but she's cute as can be. She does not need diapers. You know.
No Diet Pepsi
Look
for
at that
Gracie.
So thank you for so you will. So if you're on my social media, you're getting flooded with puppy pictures.
Yeah, especially now.
It's like a new baby. I needed to go buy collars, and of course I couldn't buy just one. So she has 3 collars and a leash that will only fit her for maybe 3 weeks, and a handkerchief. And they will probably only fit her for 3 weeks. But she
Danielle,
needs them all.
how can you afford that if you travel? I'm just kidding. Just bringing it full circle here.
We might be canceling the Hilton Head trip just because she needs collars.
Thank you guys for tuning
Thanks
in.
for tuning in. We're looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, gonna be a good one.
You're shaking. You're shaking.
She is shaking.
She's saying bye.